Hey guys, welcome back. So, we're going to talk about nutrition because it is an important thing in our lives, and it's especially important when we are dealing with an immune disease. And I'm not the best cook that's out there, but I have been learning a lot through this whole experience. So I'm going to share some of the things that I've been doing, and some things may not work for you, and some things might. So just be aware again that it is your choice what you want to do with your life. So a healthy outside starts inside. Okay. So foods have the power to heal our bodies or to harm our bodies. So, which one would you choose? I know for me, it is good to have um, a meal that's like refueling your body. And there's also a lot of wonderful foods out there, fruits and vegetables and stuff like that, that actually taste just as sweet as if they were candy. And I'm not a big candy person, but I know there's definitely some foods that I really enjoy eating. So let's go back and start at the beginning. So I want you to imagine a tree, for example. It's got to start somewhere, right? And there was a experiment that was done a while ago that two, I would say bushes, for example, where one was given lots of compliments and kind words, and another one exact same was given like negative feedback and negative comments and not nice things. And they were both treated, other than that, the exact same way, same amount of water, same amount of everything. And the one that got all the compliments grew beautiful, and the one that got the negative comments wilted and died. And that was just from our words that were affecting it. So I really want you to think about the things and the thoughts that you think about, because everything is alive in this world. So this little plant here is alive, and we want to take care of those things. And if we're the thing, we're the thing that we want to take care of. We want to be nice to ourselves. We want to be kind to ourselves. And that's what I want you to think about. So some foods to avoid, you can take a picture of this, or you can pause this video and write them down. These are some of the things that I would suggest that you cut out of your diet, especially right now if you're going through a disease. So alcohol, sugar, white flour, dairy. I've been off dairy for quite a few years now. Trans fats, processed foods. And if you are going to go with a vegan diet, which I do recommend, and just because there are some things that are in meats that can affect you negatively. And if you're not having meat, then you will need to actually add in a B12 supplement just to maintain some stuff that you aren't getting from, because you're not eating meat anymore. And hydrogenated oils. So you can take a picture, like I said, if you want, of this list. And some foods to include. So I'm not a veggie eater, and I have a microgreens that Jesse put together for me, and I have his video in this module too if you want to check it out. And but his I'm not going to say they're not sprouts, but his product is the broccoli sprouts don't taste like broccoli, so I actually enjoy having them, and radish sprouts and all kinds of things. So you can find him there at Medicine Valley Farms. There's also lots of fruits that are great to eat. Filtered water. Depends on where you live, what your water situation is. I know I definitely filter my water to get the chemicals out, because we want to keep our bodies clean, and we don't want to have pesticides in our body that we have to fight off. The less of that, the better. There are healthy fats, so avocado, I love my avocados, nuts, coconut oil. If you can buy organic, I highly suggest that you do that. It can get expensive when you're buying everything organic, so just know where you can fit in. And if you want to do the Dirty Dozen and the Clean 15, that's a great way to start as well. Natural sweeteners. So there's some good honeys out there. Stevia is a great sweetener. Maple syrup. I try to go gluten-free as much as possible. I feel like we're going more and more into the gluten-free realm of things this day and age. I always see like gluten-free, and it's just growing more and more. Mushrooms of all kinds are good for the body. You can check online to see which ones. I take lion's mane, and I cook with mushrooms quite often. I have a green tea almost every day. There's other teas that I have as well: licorice tea, peppermint tea, ginger tea, all those things that are actually good for the body. And I go into teas quite a bit in my books as well. If you want to check those out, they're on Amazon. And legumes, nuts, and seeds. Some people have a hard time digesting nuts, just because they're a certain texture that is hard for our bodies to break down. So there is online, different nuts have to be soaked for different amounts of time, and they actually get softer. And there's a bunch of things that you can do in there. And when I have a small amount of nuts, I'm actually okay. And but it depends on what your body is like. So if you find that you're getting an upset stomach after having some nuts, you may need to figure out that you can soak them a little bit. The smelly things that we don't always like, garlic and leeks, are actually really great cancer fighters for the body because they are so strong. And beets as well are great for our bodies. If there's other things that you find are really helpful, just message me and I can add to this list as well. So these are some of the cancer causing foods that, if you don't have cancer and you're looking at this as a form of prevention, I would say definitely look at this list. GMOs, there's canned foods that sorry, I was just gonna sneeze. That have the ingredients on the side, and you can see a lot of the soups and stuff like that have high sodium, and we don't want all that sodium in our bodies. So definitely check out the labels on that. Microwave popcorn or microwave anything. I haven't used my microwave here in a really long time. And so that's something also to consider. Sugar, I personally am not a big sugar person. So if you are, you might want to cut your sugar down, but there is sugar like all over the place. So just keep your eye on what you're eating. Salted, pickled, or smoked foods aren't great for us. Pop is not great for us. Farmed fish has mercury in their antibiotics. And of course, alcohol as well is another thing that you just want to be aware of as well. So these are some cancer fighting herbs and spices. So again, if you want to take a picture of this list, also know there's a couple things on here like it might be oregano and pau d'arco. Some of them can interfere, they say, with chemo. So just if you are changing and trying something new, maybe talk with your doctor about it if it's okay to have it. The first one, turmeric, I have that tea as well. It's great for fighting cancer as well. So you can add that into almost anything that you're eating within a reason. You don't want to make it too strong. You want to eat a high fiber diet. Avocados, like I said, I love avocados. I have half of one at least every day. Berries, I have every day. Coconut, veggies, beans, legumes, nuts, seeds, grains. So for me, I was having an upset stomach, and I had chia seeds in my breakfast. And my friend said to me, I had a problem with chia seeds actually. And I said, oh, I have chia seeds too. So I stopped having chia seeds and my stomach problems went away. So I am definitely allergic to chia seeds. And when you're vegetarian or vegan, there's a lot of stuff that has chia seeds in it. So I just read the labels before I buy it. And sometimes I'm okay if it's just a little bit in there, but just listen so much to your body because it will tell you if there's something that you shouldn't be eating. And quinoa is another great thing I eat often as well. And it's also a protein source too. So this, I just wanted to explain to you guys what antioxidants are. If you're not too familiar, this is, so you have healthy atoms that are part of your body that are going around everywhere. And a free radical is the bad guys. These are the cancer cells, and they are going around stealing other atoms' electrons. And when they do that, they're making that atom a free radical, basically. And then you have these antioxidants that are going around, and they're antioxidants. So they are going around and they pass on, they have extra electrons. So they are going around and they are putting their extra electrons on the free radicals to stop them from being cancer cells. So our bodies have all kinds of cancer cells that are going through all the time, and our bodies are naturally fighting these off. And when we get too many toxins that are coming into our body, we don't have enough antioxidants to fight them off. And this is when cancer happens. And it's not a great thing for our bodies, but I'll give you some idea of what you can take and stuff that I've also added in to my diet as well to help fight these free radical guys and get those bad guys out of there. So when we say antioxidants, so these are factors that can lead to oxidative stress. So antioxidants are part of the people that would be fighting these things off, basically. So in our environment, we have so much air pollution, and it's not a great thing. I live on a busy street right now, and so I think, oh, maybe I'm, taking in too many toxins. So I do have an air purifier that my friend gave to me to use, and I'm going to start using that as well. There's also like smoking, alcohol, toxins, high blood sugar levels as well, consuming large amounts of polyunsaturated fatty acids, radiation, so x-rays, your cell phone. Please don't ever put like your phone like right against your head. It's not good. And I know there's some controversy on that, but I always put my phone on speaker when I'm talking on it, and it just keeps the radiation levels down. There's infections by bacteria, fungi, viruses, too little oxygen or too much in the body. There's intense and prolonged exercise. If you are someone who works out, you know that feeling when you just did maybe a little bit too much. And I don't think that you should be, your body should be hurting yourself for days afterwards. It's just not a great feeling to have. And there's a whole lot around that too. There's antioxidant deficiency and inflammation. There's a lot of foods that, when I talk about alkaline and acidic in another module, there's a lot of foods that are acidic, and there's a lot of foods that are more alkaline. And we like to keep our bodies in a more alkaline state. And some foods actually cause inflammation in the body. So we want to just know what those are so we can kind of counter affect them or just cut them out. It depends on what they are. And we'll talk about that in another module. So if you want your powerful antioxidants, these are some that you can add into your diet if you don't have them in there. So red, purple grapes, those are great antioxidants. I have them like every day. Blueberries, red berries. These are some things that are high on the Dirty Dozen. So I usually buy organic, frozen, and then I'll put them in a little container and then I can have them with my breakfast. And so just note that when you are buying, if I was going to buy something that was organic, I would definitely do it when it came to the berries, especially. Orange veggies, sweet potatoes, dark green leafy veggies, vitamin C and vitamin E as well are great for the body. So if you're going through chemo or something that you are not having a whole lot of energy, and so you may want to try switching things up a little bit so you have more energy. And so I would suggest like mixing your protein with the healthy carbs. Try tea over coffee. Caffeine is not always the greatest thing, especially when you're going through an immune disease. Drink filtered water. Get enough iron. I do take an iron supplement just because I'm not eating much meat if I do have meat. But there are like kidney beans, baked beans, spinach. They all have loads of protein in them as well. Start your morning with a high fiber meal. So no donuts, people. Drinking apple cider vinegar. You can add a little bit of honey to that, or a little bit of maple syrup just to sweeten it up a little bit. And antioxidants. So any antioxidants you can add into your body are beneficial all around for you. And I even take like Juice Plus just because it is just fruits and vegetables. And when I went through quite a few years ago, my other cancer, someone said, oh, you should try this. And I didn't. And now I totally get that I should do, I should do whole, because whole food, it's actually really, really amazing. And I find that I actually get more energy because I am taking that. So if you're dealing with health issues right now, why would you continue going down the path you're already going down? It just isn't working for you, and it might be time to try a new path. And again, this is your choice, what you want to do. So I hope that you change things with your diet. So your body wants good foods inside it. Again, they can heal or hurt you for function or for failure. So give your body some good nutrients. To say to shop the perimeter of the store, that's where the healthy foods are, and shop organic as much as possible. So the Dirty Dozen, Clean 15, you can find out what the list is when you just type that in to Google, and it'll tell you what this year's list is, because it does change from year to year. So in here, I do have a weekly food journal that you can print this diagram out. So I want you to start tracking like what you are eating. And you can even do this like normally what you're doing right now and just write it out just so you know what your diet looks like. And then you can slowly start switching a few things out when you see the other foods, and exercise as well, which we'll talk about in another module. And on here, you can say your energy level between 1 and 10. How are you? And you can even put that after each one. So after your lunch, you can put in what you ate and then write what your energy level was after you had that meal. And you'll begin to see, and I've noticed too, like the healthier I've been eating, actually, the better I've been feeling. And it's just an incredible thing when you give your body good foods. It actually really, really appreciates that. So some of the things that I've been taking daily have been these are some of the things. And so B12 I take because I'm not having meat. So I definitely need that B12. And Juice Plus whole food capsules. They're fruits and veggies. Every day I take those. They also have a whole food protein, which is vegan as well. And I love that too. Iron I am taking as well because I'm not having any meat. Frankincense is an oil, so I can talk more about that in another module. I am taking CBD oil with THC at night. I'm still on my Ativan because I have had a hard time falling asleep, and I can nap no problem during the day, but when I go to bed at night, I don't know why, I just can't fall asleep. And I have tried like almost everything. So I've been increasing my CBD THC at night. And if you want more about that, I would go online and do your research or talk to a specialist in that area. So that's cannabis oil. Lemon drops I take in the morning. I do also add in like real lemon and warm water as well into that. I have done adrenal formula. I do that every day. Again, that's an oil as well. Lion's mane I take daily. HMF probiotics are capsules that I take, and these ones are not supposed to interfere with chemotherapy if you're doing chemotherapy. So I've been doing this for a little while, and so far my stomach has been okay. There's an adaptive oil that I've been using as well. Zengest is great for my stomach, so I haven't gotten sick. I do take um, some stuff before when I was doing the chemo, and Zengest actually, you just put like a couple drops on your stomach, and if you're not feeling great, it actually takes it away. So when I need it, I use that. Ground flaxseed oil, I do that twice a day. Someone gave me a mixture, 3 different mixtures to help my thymus gland support. So I just started adding that in, and vitamin D3. And I do talk about the vitamin D a few times in here. So it's actually, someone said that it's actually beneficial for protecting against the COVID virus. So definitely think about that if you're not using vitamin D. So you can get tested for your vitamin D levels. I know I was really low on my vitamin D, and you do have to pay for this test. And I can't remember exactly what it was, but it definitely was under $100 for me to get tested for it. So I was taking like 5,000 units a day, and you may or may not need that. So everybody's body is different. So totally get tested so you know. Some signs of deficiency are cancer, cognitive function in older adults, weakened bone strength, muscle weakness, cardiovascular disease, and skin issues such as psoriasis, dermatitis, or vitiligo. And so those are some things that can show up when you're not getting enough vitamin D. So some foods that have vitamin D, again, a lot of these that are listed here are meats, and I am not getting the meats, so I am taking my vitamin D. And I'm also using a lot of mushrooms as well. Some cereals have it. There's some almond and rice milks. I do use almond milk right now for when I make a smoothie, I use that. So you don't always have to use dairy products. And I've never been someone who loved dairy in my entire life, actually. So I don't have a problem not drinking milk at all. And if you are taking vitamin D, you will notice that it is for cancer prevention. And a lot of people who have depression or are not feeling great, they can take this and it can help. But if you are seriously dealing with depression, I would highly recommend talking to somebody because it can be huge or it can be not huge, but usually it is a huge thing that you do want to talk to somebody about it. So there's also, I have a light device that I bought as well, because sometimes in the winter, especially, it gets darker sooner and you may not be going outside for your walks and stuff like that. So I bought a little device that shines, it's like vitamin D basically that you're getting, and it really helps give you more energy as well. So I've been using that. So if there's something that you're using out there that you want to tag me on Instagram, this is my thing at Go With West. And I'd love to hear from you guys and see what else is out there, because every day something new is being created and we're the ones that are creating these things. So I hope you go out and create an incredible life for yourself. Thanks, guys.